Enemy dropping into the AO.
I hate this game.
Welcome back to the channel, guys. In today's upload, we are going to be going over the best marksman rifles and the best snipers to be using in Warzone and the best loadouts for those rifles. Sniping in Warzone is one of my favorite things to do. If I'm just trying to chill and have a good time, I'll always pull out a sniper because those cross-map sniper shots that you get are so satisfying. And when I'm playing with randoms, I see them using like the weirdest attachments, and just overall they make their sniper worse. And so that gave me the idea to bring out a video to my viewers on the best snipers and the loadouts that you guys should be using in Warzone. And I'm only going to be going over the snipers and the marksman rifles that are actually good and actually effective that you should be using. For example, the MK2 carbine, that thing's shitty, it's awful, you don't want to be using that in Warzone unless you're just trying to mess around. With that said, the rifles I am going to be covering in this video is the EBR-14, the Kar98K, the Dragunov, HDR, and the AX50. Dragunov isn't too good, I just thought there's only 3 snipers, might as well do all of them. And all the loadouts I am going to be giving you guys, they're all pretty much for Warzone. They're not so good in multiplayer, and that is because in Warzone you want your gun to have the most range and the most damage. In multiplayer you usually want like ADS more than your range. And before I get into this video, I just want to ask if I can get a couple likes on the video, that would be awesome. Really helps out the channel. So if you guys can help me out by just hitting that like button, that would be awesome. But anyways, let's get right into this video. So the way I'm going to be going over the weapons, I'm just going to be putting an overkill perk on and showing 2 weapons in the same class. This isn't a best class setup, this is the best loadout, so I'm just trying to condense everything as much as I can. So the first weapon I want to go over is the EBR-14. The EBR-14 is a semi-automatic rifle. It's actually pretty good in Warzone because you can land lots of shots on your enemies pretty easily. And guys, a lot of these attachments are going to be similar for all the snipers. For example, the monolithic suppressor, that is going to be on every single class just because of how good it is. It adds sound suppression and damage range, which is exactly what you want for your rifles and pretty much any gun in Warzone. So for the muzzle, I throw on the monolithic suppressor. For the barrel, I do the Forge Tac Precision 22-inch barrel. This is going to increase the range. For the optic, this is your personal preference. I just like to use the VLK 3.0 optic. If you guys have not used this optic before, I recommend giving it a go. It's actually pretty good. But just in general, these sights are up to you guys, all personal preference. And then for the ammunition, I throw in a 20 round mag because you always want the most ammo as you can in Warzone. This is going to make it so you can actually knock more than one player, and you can miss a couple shots without having to reload. And for the perk, I throw on focus, and this is because you are going to be ADS with the sniper. It's going to take multiple shots to down an enemy, and if the enemy is shooting at you, you don't want the flinch to affect you, and that's why I have the focus perk, just so you can reduce the flinch, making it so you can land more shots. And now onto the Kar98K. This sniper isn't like the best sniper to use, but it is still pretty good because you get that one-shot kill to the head. This is more of like a rushy sniper if you don't want to sit back, but you still want to snipe. So if you want to do that, I would recommend using the Kar98. For the muzzle, I throw on the monolithic suppressor. For the barrel, I do a Singard custom 27.6-inch barrel. These 2 attachments are going to increase the range and the damage of the car. And for the optic, you have to throw on the sniper scope. All the other scopes are kind of funky. I recommend using the sniper. And for the stock, I do an F-Tac sport comp to increase the ADS speed. And for the rear grip, I do a stippled grip tape also to increase the sprint to fire speed and the ADS speed. If you don't have the stock or the rear grip on the Kar98, it is going to be super slow, and it's just not going to be viable to use at all. So make sure you have those 2 attachments. Also, if you're using the car and you feel like it's still too clunky, I would recommend taking off the monolithic suppressor and try the tactical suppressor. It's not going to feel so clunky. Or even better, you can take off the muzzle and throw on a tac laser. This is going to make it so you actually can rush people and won't feel clunky at all. But if you want to be like still good at range, but you want to be able to rush people, add the monolithic suppressor and the rest of these attachments on there. The next weapon I want to go over is the Dragunov. I don't really recommend using the sniper, it's kind of trash. But if you do want to use it, here is the setup I recommend. For the muzzle, I do the monolithic suppressor to add that damage and range. For the barrel, I do the extended barrel for the same reasons. For the tac laser, this is just going to increase your stability and increase the ADS a little bit. For the optic, I did a variable zoom scope. You can pretty much do whatever you want. I just noticed I was more successful with the variable zoom scope. Pretty much the only thing I'd use the Dragunov for is if you want to be rushy but not too rushy and you want to spam out shots and use a weird weapon. And now over to the better snipers in the game, which is the AX50 and the HDR. But before I get into that, for the people who have not subscribed, I upload best class setups, gameplays, how-tos, and pretty much anything that's going to help improve your Call of Duty skill. So if you want to see more class setups like this and just get better at Call of Duty, I highly recommend you hit that subscribe button. I am getting very close to 500 subscribers, so all the subs helps, and I always notice when I get a new one. But anyways, let's get right into these 2 good sniper loadouts. So the first one is the AX50. I used to like the HDR more, but I've actually started to like the AX50 more. It's just more clean, I can get more shots off faster. Overall, I just do better with the AX50. So for the muzzle, I do the monolithic suppressor to add that damage and range. For the barrel, I do the 32-inch barrel. This is going to add damage and range. And for the laser, I did the tac laser. This is going to increase the stability and my ADS speed. For the stock, I do the Singard Arms Assassin to increase the ADS speed. And then for the ammunition, I do a 9 round mag. So I just noticed this when I was editing. So on the stock, I had a Singard Arms Assassin. Don't have that stock. Add a rear grip of the stipple grip tape. I don't know why I had that as a stock. obviously the stipple is always going to be the best thing. So for the AX50 on the main part of the video, don't take a screenshot of that. I'll put up an image of an actual good AX50 class on the screen. All I did was take off the stock and add a rear grip. So pretty much for the AX50, it's like a powerful quick scoping weapon. I can shoot people across the map pretty easily, and I can get lots of shots off pretty fast. And now on to the best sniper in Warzone, and that is the HDR. This thing has insane velocity. You can shoot people across the map without even having to lead your shot, which is why it is more popular than all the other snipers. It's pretty much like a better version of the AX50, but with a slower ADS speed and a slower bolt action speed, which matters a little bit, but the velocity just kind of overtakes that. On the muzzle, I like to do the monolithic suppressor. For the barrel, I do a 26.9 inch HDR Pro. This is the barrel that gives it so much velocity. For the laser, I do a tack laser just to increase the ADS speed and improve the aiming stability. For the optic, I do a thermal sniper scope so I can see my enemies a little bit easier, and since I'm using this gun for more longer ranges, I want to be able to see absolutely everyone unless they're using cold-blooded. And since with the HDR you are shooting people across the map, you do miss a lot, so that's why I like to run fully loaded. You could also, if you don't like the thermal sniper scope, you could take off the optic and add an increase of your rounds. This will make it so you don't really have to worry about reloading. And that's going to wrap it up for the best rifles and the best loadouts for those rifles in Warzone. And if you guys could leave a like on the video, that helps out the channel a ton. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.